her basic message is we're on our own and we've got to start really waking up.
Miles is a broadcaster. He was an engineer at the BBC and somehow became a broadcaster since then. And you also
Well,
did the airline.
Actually, Kerry, I was a broadcaster on pirate radio while I was at the BBC.
Oh, really? Okay.
And while I was broadcasting my pirate radio, in order to prove that I had nothing to do with it, I was forced to go to the BBC club in Belfast, and I was forced to drink 5 or 6 pints of Guinness because there's no way I had anything to do with this pirate broadcast while I worked for the BBC, so I could be proved that I wasn't there when the event happened.
Okay, I guess that's more Irish humor.
No, it isn't. It means that it was my way of broadcasting.
Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, well, I had the transmitter in my flat in downtown Belfast, and it was on my place, which was only about 3/4 of a mile away from the BBC. So as soon as I got the whole thing working, I drove down to the BBC, necked a whole pile of Guinness, and did what you usually did, was jump back in the car and drive back home. So I think there's about 4 offenses there all in one go.
Very good.
But that's a very long time ago.
Right.
When I had different hair. I've got lockdown hair. This is called lockdown hair.
You haven't changed much though.
Not much, just got more, well, shall we say, yeah.
All right, well, whatever.
I've actually been editing a hell of a serious thing and about the subjects at hand, and I'm now on a YouTube week of we're not going to allow you to do anything. So it's getting pretty serious because what the interview I did do with Julie, which we were discussing just before we went, was I've uploaded it to a number of other sites and they have not allowed it either. And maybe I've just not ticked the right box, but it should have gone. It was taken down after about 6 hours on Sunday. And that involves what the plans are. Her basic message is we're on our own and we've got to start really waking up. And,
okay, well, I would love to see the interview. I'm sure my listeners would as well. So do you have a link?
I would love you to see it as well. I can't load it. I've loaded it. It's sitting there on 3 other sites. Hasn't come out. It's just not available.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll work on that. And at any rate, let's see. What was you? I think.
See the bird? There was a bird flying there. There's actually somebody walking in the background just to sort of show that it's.
No, we can't see that. But
well, it was behind a microphone stand. If I do that, you can just see them. Anyway, that's boring. Okay.
Well, at any rate, Miles. So I've been, I've had you on my show many times, and you've also been in my.
Did you see that? Yeah.
Yeah, the background changed. And you've also been at my Awaken Aware, speaking there every year. Last year, we were unable to have Awaken Aware in the UK, which is one of my high points of the year because it happens in June, and it's all cool. And Simon Parks always speaks there, and you speak there, and a number of other wonderful returnees. And then new speakers as well. So we're going to try to have it happen this year.
Well, I hope Arfon is able to make it because he had a very unique experience in my country. Just to make things complicated, Arfon Jones is from Wales and he's moved to Northern Ireland, and he was in South Armagh, which is known for its temporal anomalies, cattle mutilations. There's one part of Northern Ireland has one farm has had over 200 cattle mutilations.
Wow.
And also UFOs flying over Carlingford Lough, which is the loch between the north and the south. It's got the border in the middle. And opposite that is the Lake District in England, which is also a well-known major UFO underground base area with nuclear power stations.
And you also say the spider beings are in the caves
there's big spider beings in the big ones. These aren't scuttlers, they're indigenous big spiders, and they had to block the tunnels some time ago, like 15, 20 years ago, because it's an area where people will go down into the caves, and I don't know what it's called. It's potholing. I think it's something like that. And then they go in just after it's rained, and then it floods, and you have to have people rescue them and things. But they actually found or went into a cave area. You're talking quite deep. The Lake District is very high, and opposite that, there's an area of Northern Ireland which is sort of like this, and the Lake District would fit into it when the islands separated. And so you used to be able to walk from England straight across to Ireland. That's how before the Thames flooded, and the Thames was a tributary to the Seine, or the Rhine, or whatever it was, and that area flooded up. So in the olden days, but the Americans actually lost. It's also an area of volcanic activity. So some of the mountains are actually, well, they're all volcanic. They're granite, but some of them have actually there's one that actually got a lake in it, and actually that goes right down underneath. And the US lost a spy plane there a long time ago, and they did everything they possibly could to recover it, and it was just too deep. So that's right on the Irish border, which became the Irish border. So that's an area of, shall we say, alien interest. So Arfons actually was driving in broad daylight, 11 o'clock in the morning, and in broad daylight in the Tanioki Road, this big guy walking middle of the road, a bit confused, broad daylight, and he had his experience. And if people want to hear about that, they're going to have to go to the Awake and Aware conference in High Elms Manor in the summer, or they can watch the BBC Northern Ireland program, which featured it on the BBC iPlayer. So there.
So, Miles, the situation is fairly dire, although I guess you know that 17 states in the United States